Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. This is Bill. This is kind of a reaction video to a video by Retire Early 500K by Dwayne. He actually made a nice video about things you may hate about retirement, and he mentioned things like being overly concerned about saving too much money for your children's inheritance and moving to a city you hate and things like that. Well, anyway, I threw this down in a comment, and what you probably wouldn't see is that one reason why you might hate retiring is what you will miss out by having not worked left. So, and this is something that happened to me recently, which is really awesome, I think. I'm an atmospheric scientist, so I study the atmosphere. And, my job could be kind of mundane at times, but a few years, well, actually recently, I guess there's been a lot of interest in remotely measuring the Earth's magnetic field. And what that means is not having to have a sensor right where you want to make the measurement, mainly because it's not practical to put a sensor there, like 80 kilometers into the atmosphere, which seems to be where the interest of this is. So you have to have an instrument sitting outside of this, and in this case, a satellite orbiting the Earth, looking down into the Earth and making that measurement, in this case, 3,000 kilometers away, because that's just the way the geometry works. So, there were two people that were working on this project. NASA's going to launch a satellite called EASY, a CubeSat that's going to do this measurement. And they decided that they're trying to understand the foremodeling of this, the measurement of the signals. Our satellite actually measures the signals this is going to measure. So we have the foremodel experience, and I guess, we've had some problems with this model, I guess, fitting the signals. And so these two people actually asked me to get involved, so I'm kind of relating back to the Aptera video I previously posted that. Now we're going to bring a third chef into the kitchen, and guess what happens? Me, the third chef, I have my own ideas that I start pursuing. But this is pretty cool. And the interest is that we have a magnetic field model that actually works pretty well, but they want to be able to see if there's changes from that model at the 1% level. And so this here shows the atmospheric signals that we see from our satellite. And basically the magnetic field, this is the oxygen line, emitting radiation at 80 kilometers. And anyway, the magnetic field causes this line to split. And the separation between these two peaks is the measure of the magnetic field. I mean, it's really that simple. So, we could have been retrieving this. We didn't bother because we didn't think, if the model is good to 1, 2, even 5%, it's good enough for the purposes of our instrument doing what it's been purposed for. So, anyway, okay, let's dig into this. This figure here I'm going to show is our satellite's running in an orbit, so they use a series of measurements, and you see this thing kind of split and come together, split, come together, split, come together. That's basically the changing Earth magnetic field as we go over the equator, then over the pole, and back over the equator. Over the equator, the field is weaker, so these lines collapse together, and then as it goes over the poles, it spreads out, and because the field's getting stronger. And we measure two polarizations. This is the other polarization. This one's kind of boring, actually, because it turns out just the way the field's oriented relative to the polarization of the instrument, we actually measure a line in the middle, which is not really that sensitive to the field, except for over the equator here, it does split up a bit. So, without going into too much details here, but as I say, it's going to be kind of difficult to measure the field well over the equator, but apparently the interest is what's happening over the poles, so I've been told. And so we're getting nice separation there, should be easy to measure well. These panels down here is how well this offline model I've got running, or this prototype, is actually fitting the data, which is actually quite good. That, I guess, was the concern of my coworkers, that they can't get it to fit this well, but somehow I'm managing to do it. So anyway, this here is the results from the fitting I got going. This program is grinding right now. It's been going for 2 weeks. It's kind of slow because we haven't really optimized it for doing this fitting, so it kind of does a very tedious process of trying one magnetic field, then another, until it kind of finds where it gets the best fit in the radiuses. What you see here is the Earth's magnetic field, and there's basically black circles like this here, and they're all buried under there. That's from the model. And then there's X's and crosses and stuff on there. That's from the fit. And of course, you look at that and say, it fits perfectly. No, there's nothing new to learn here. And that's kind of how we thought about it. But down here are the differences. This is what's interesting, is that you see that there definitely is a zero line here is actually that matched the model perfectly. But as you see, you see a pattern here of this thing waving in and out here. So we're seeing very small changes. 1% is like about 500 nanotesla, which is here and here. And according to the error analysis of the model, the significance of these measurements should be about the 100 nanotesla level. So, and this is what's interesting, I guess, these people is how much this is deviating. And I guess 1% is a big deal. And so what's exciting about this is that I'm like the first person, in the world to actually do this, as far as I know. Something like that's never going to happen to me in retirement. I mean, yeah, and here's where I get on the retirement rant thing. Sure, I'm not saying that if I retired, I have time, and I've probably learned to do a lot of, or learned to do some new things for the first time, say like pickleball or something. But my life's experience is that, yeah, finally I learned something, but it seems like there could be 98% of the people better than me. So what use will it be for social integration? Probably not any. I mean, no one will want to play pickleball with me. I've been rock climbing for 3 years, and I'm really pretty lousy at it. I'm about a V2 rock climber. I've done harder grades, but not consistently so. So, yeah, even despite my calisthenics training, I'm just kind of like a V2 sort of guy. And yeah, just if you're curious, I'm 67 years old, so I'm actually past full retirement age. I can get Medicare and all that stuff. But boy, it's just exciting. I'm gonna miss out on this discovery, like being like the first person in the world to make this discovery. And the only reason why this has happened is not like I'm particularly talented or anything. It's just the work gave me the platform, the opportunity to be able to do something like this. So I mean, I know a lot of people's jobs probably wouldn't offer these opportunities, but mine does. So I'm thankful for that. And I have autism, so I do struggle a lot with life skills, and I'll probably put a video together about some of the challenges that this presents, even in going into retirement. Again, a lot of it relating to the fact that I have really poor social skills, and yeah, this will be a problem in retirement. I don't really want to have a channel on necessarily specifically on autism or retirement. It seems like this is really well covered by a lot of people. But I can just give you my perspective. But one thing I've noticed about myself, I just look at things in a very different way from what everyone else does. I don't know why that is. I mean, if you look at my, some of my YouTube videos that have talked about like excess deaths or longevity, I seem to have a very different take on these things than the so-called experts do. So for whatever that's worth. I guess my other interest is fitness. I guess I've always wanted to be a strong, muscular guy, at least to the degree my body will do that, will allow me to do that. So I do spend a lot of time in that. And I guess I'd like to finish this video off with a fitness thing I did today. Today I ran down to the Rose Bowl from where I work. It's about a 3.5 mile run. And then down there I do some calisthenics, and I'll show you a video of me doing a muscle up while I was down there. And not that I think that's particularly exceptional, although I think for someone like me it's pretty exceptional, because I don't really have a lot of talent to do a lot of these things. Yeah, so I just finished the video up with that. And anyway, thank you for listening, and hopefully you stay to the end here. Bye-bye.